So before we crack onto it, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of an intro. So one of the reasons why I recommend the HellBeast is that if you're gonna quit smoking and transition from smoking to vaping, you might find yourself that you get a device, either a mod with an RTA, which is a straight to lungs device, and once you vape it, you cough your lungs out. That's a common mistake. Happened with me. It happens with a lot of people, because there are two types of ways of vaping. You have straight to lungs and you have mouth to lungs. Being the mouth to lungs the most similar to having a cigarette, where you can actually, like for example, what you can do with a pod system, and there you go. While with the straight to lungs, it goes straight to your lungs and it comes out. I can actually show you real quick with this configuration that I have, which is straight to lungs. So straight to lungs are the ones that actually give you like the more clouds, and they have a really like better flavor. But as someone that's quitting smoking and transitioning into vaping, usually, and this is 9 times out of 10, you go for a straight to lungs and you cough your lungs out. You try to hang on with it for a couple of days, and then what's going to happen is like it fades out, and you're just going to quit and go back to smoking because it just doesn't work. Also because the nicotine you can put on these bottles for your straight to lungs are really low value, and as I mentioned on the previous video, it doesn't give you that nicotine rush that you might need. Hence, the HellBeast being the best thing ever, because you can actually use it as a straight to lungs device, or you can actually use it as a mouth lung device, and you can actually put your nic salts on it as well. The same thing as I covered on the previous video to give you that nicotine rush. So let's unpack this, give it a little breakdown, do both configurations, straight to lungs and mouth to lungs, and see how it goes. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so here it is, the HellBeast. As you can see, it's from HellVape in collaboration with Beyond Vape, and it's a hybrid tank, sub-ohm mouth to lungs. So if you open the box, straight out of the box, this is what you get. Quite simple, and this is where my problem was, because it should come with an extra tank, and mine didn't, so I had to get a Pyrex glass tank separately. So yeah, that was what doing the production. So out of the box, what you have is your really nice instruction manual that we're not going to read because we never do. Little box with, there you go, an extra coil. There you go, and the box with the, complimentary O-rings and other stuff. So let's just open this up. You got a whole heap of O-rings for you to replace. You got your mouth to lung drip tip, and you got your adapter to convert the straight lungs to a mouth to lungs. Now, and here is the atomizer. First thing you notice, it's this absolutely beautiful drip tip. Look at it, golden red, just absolutely amazing. If you want to put your liquid in, oh, by the way, at the bottom you'll see here it says HellBeast and then HellVape and Beyond Vape, and somewhere around here, there you go, the HellBeast image. Absolutely beautiful. If you want to put the liquid in, as you can see, you got this little groove here, the arrow, slide it up, put the liquid in, slide it down, it doesn't leak, and you can actually hear it. It's just beautiful. Another thing that I need to point out is the airflow. The airflow is just beautiful. As you can see, it's fully closed, and then I think I'm actually opening this thing. As you can see, now fully open for your straight to lungs on both sides, and then you can actually close it. And once you close it, as you can see, it's closed on both sides. Actually, if you carry on closing it, it starts opening for the mouth to lungs. It's just genius idea, really well thought of, and the tank just looks absolutely nice and flush. To take this out, you just unscrew the bottom, you take your coil out, or you can actually just pull the tank out first, but it gets a little bit stuck on the coil. So you take your coil out, take your tank out, and this is what you have. Now if you want to configure this for a mouth to lung configuration, is really simple. You just get your adapter, just screw it in, really nice and tidy. You get your Nautilus coil, and you just put your Nautilus coil right in. It just screws in perfectly. And if you notice as well, if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it properly, you got the grooves here on the outside, just a little liquid, I've been using it. Got the grooves on the outside, and the actual normal coil has the grooves on the inside, so it just screws over like this. The bigger coil for the straight to lungs goes and attaches to the outside of the chimney, while the Nautilus coil has the grooves on the outside, and if you look carefully, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, you can see the grooves on the inside. So the Nautilus coil actually goes inside the chimney and screws like that. So it's just really well thought of, the hybrid aspect. Now this is where I had all the problems, which were the tank that came with it. If you put it on, you see, it doesn't fit. So I had to get like my separate tank, which I'm gonna pull out now. Trying to run away, and there you go, you get your tank on it, put your coil in, screw it all up, take your 810 adapter, put your normal mouth to lung adapter, and there you go, completely separated. Now let's just fill this up with liquid and give it a try. Okay, so there you go, with their normal coils, which are actually mesh coils. They're absolutely amazing. They last forever. I've been using this mod for a week and a half now, and still the same coil, and I've been adding all sorts of mixtures of flavors. I'm doing the raspberry apple refresher from Barista Brew, also again, because you know me, I'm addicted to this, the white chocolate mocha, and some other juices. You just mix them and match them, and it never ever loses flavor, so it's really good. Now, cloud production, as you can see, really good. The only downside, if I consider this a downside, is that the tank is small. People mention it's depending on the coil you put in, if it's hybrid or not, it goes to 4 milliliters or 4.2 milliliters. The reality of it is you have to constantly be filling this up, especially if you do it like at 70 watts like I do it. It just churns through liquid. That's a little bit of I wouldn't call it a con, but something to take in mind. You always have to have your bottles with you. But again, amazing flavor, good cloud production, cannot fault it. Alright guys, and there you go, completely configured for your mouth to lungs. I got the drip tip adapter, I got the Nautilus coil on it, and I'm going to be vaping this at 14 watts, and I'm going to be using, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, there you go, Pod Salts, which is a collaboration between the Big Tasty and Pod Salts. It's cola with lime, which is a really good flavor, so let's give it a shot. Amazing, absolutely amazing. You don't lose flavor at all, and that's one of the things that other devices have. They sacrifice the airflow, which kind of kills the flavor a little bit. Not with this, it's just absolutely amazing. Just good. It does give you that option, which is, let's say you've already spent a lot of money on your mod, and you can actually get this one if you want to have your, mouth to lungs experience, or you can get another RTA or RDA, it depends which one you prefer, and put it on and go for your straight to lungs. If you feel you're still not ready, revert back to this one, or if you like tinkering, you can always reconvert it back to your straight to lungs capacity. Oh, the flavor is just amazing, really good, really good. So guys, there you have it. If you want to do a alternative of if you want to use your nic salts, or if you think that you're not ready for a straight to lungs and you don't want to lose your investment, get one of these. They're cheap actually. They cost like in pounds, this was 27 pounds, so dollars would be like $30 or something, or you might get it cheaper somewhere else. So try it out, it's really good. It doesn't leak, and it just doesn't kill the flavor like the other ones. So there you have it. Don't forget, guys, click like and subscribe, and I shall see you all next week.